Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Small Talk. When I was thinking about what to talk about today, I know that this Sunday will be the third Sunday in Lent, and I thought I would talk about one of the characters that was involved in Jesus's ministry and also there towards the end. And that is Peter, known as Simon Peter. Now, Jesus found Peter and Andrew, who were both fishermen, by the Sea of Galilee. And he asked them to follow him. And he said to them, I will make you fishers of men, fishers of people. Now, I always think that Peter is such an interesting character in the Bible. I've always thought of him as the enthusiastic disciple. Whenever Jesus sort of talks about something or does something, it's Peter that is there asking the questions and getting excited. I always imagine Peter to be like a golden retriever, always sort of full of bounce and sort of energy. And Peter was also the first to recognize Jesus as the Son of God. And he asks him in one of the Gospels, you see that he asks him about being the Son of God. I always remember Peter when Jesus was walking on water, and imagine the scene. It's dark and the disciples are in the boat and they see this sort of figure coming towards them, and they're all terrified because who can walk in water? So the, their immediate thought was, this is a ghost. And then as Jesus comes closer, Peter realizes it's Jesus. And Peter is like so excited that Jesus can walk on water. And he says to Jesus, I want to do this too. And Jesus says, well, step out of the boat. And Peter does. And Peter steps out of the boat and then he realizes, so I imagine that this is what it's like. You step out of the boat, you put one foot in front of the other, and to start with, you're not sinking. You are walking on water. And at that moment, when Peter realizes that he's doing this, he starts to sink and he starts to panic. And Jesus grabs a hold of his hand and basically says to him, oh, ye of little faith. And together they step into the boat. I think Peter is such a human character. He has questions, he doubts, he believes, he is almost the leader of the other disciples. He is a main figure in Christianity. And I think there's we are in Peter, in the character sort of positives and flaws of Peter. We get excited about Christianity and we sort of feel, yes, we can do anything in Jesus, in God. We are Christians and we will not be moved. And then on the other hand, we're also the type that at times we will doubt and we will think, is that really really true? And we doubt God when he says, I've got you, and it will all work out in the end. And we kind of doubt that, and we think, really, God? I don't know if that is absolutely true. We can get doubtful. We can deny Jesus as well, as Peter did. He did that 3 times to Jesus, denied that he knew him. And this was a man who loved Jesus, believed in Jesus, saw the miracles, and yet at the end, he denied him. And it wasn't because he didn't believe that Jesus was the Son of God, that he didn't believe in everything Jesus had done. He was afraid, and fear can do terrible things to you. I mean, I always feel that you gotta love Peter. He is, I think of all the disciples, I see him as the most colourful disciple, the one that we can relate to, the one that we can maybe understand the most. And he's the one that is written about the most, the one that goes to Jesus and asks him questions that I think that the other disciples would all discuss together, and then Peter would be sent to ask the question. He's someone who plays an important part in Christianity. He's one of our foundational fathers, if you will. And I think today, as we lead up to Easter, it's someone that we should remember and give thanks for his life, because he, along with the other disciples, took the church beyond Palestine, beyond Galilee. And if it wasn't for the disciples like him, like Andrew, like Thomas, Christianity might have just been this little blip in history. But Jesus had a powerful message, and the disciples felt that this was on them to go out and take the gospel wherever they could. So this week, I'd like you to remember Peter. And when you say your prayers, say a wee thank you to God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus for inspiring someone like Peter, a fisherman, to go and take the gospel out into the known world. I'll see you soon. My name is Aquila, and I am the minister at Formartine Church. Please like and share this message, and I hope to see you on Friday. See you soon. God bless and take care.